Hi, it's Lisa here and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. So in today's video I want to share with you my first impressions of New Zealand. So we've been here about 2 months now. So the first month we were travelling down from Auckland to Christchurch in a camper van. So there's lots of different things that we did and saw. And for the last month we lived with friends for a little bit, and also we've got this rental to ourselves now, which is great. So there's lots of things, as I said, that we've learned along the way, and I just wanted to share with you some of those things. So I've got my notebook here and I've actually split it down into 4 areas. So we've got food, travel, people and houses. So the first one's food, and I can say food in New Zealand is really good. We've had a mixture of food here, but I just wanted to point out some weird and wonderful things that I think are very different. So they have lots of different ice cream flavours that I've never ever seen before. One of them was Hokey Pokey. I've never heard of that before, but it's really nice. Lots of other different flavours as well. One of the weird things is we went to a cafe, it's called Muffin Break, and we ordered a muffin and a drink, and they went, "Do you want your muffin warmed up?" But hang on, they said warmed up with butter, which was really weird. So we said yes, after some confused looks. So yeah, muffin is really nice warmed up, but for some reason they add butter to it as well on the side of your plate, which must taste nice, but I tried it out and it was just a little bit weird. So yeah, that's one thing to watch out for. There is no Costa coffee, and there's in Starbucks, but very few. And I say Costa coffee is because that's a very big brand in the UK, and there's not one here. They do have a lot of cafes though. It's a big culture around here, like coffees. Apparently the flat white was invented here. Another thing is when you're at the supermarket, the cashiers will actually pack your groceries for you, which is really weird. Doesn't happen in the UK. You do that yourself. I felt a bit weird doing it at first, but it's kind of a thing that they do. And the other thing is chocolate. Now they do have a wide range of chocolate. My other half loves Cadbury's. Unfortunately here in New Zealand it is made in Australia, and they do make it slightly different, and therefore it doesn't taste the same. I think it's the type of milk they use. So yeah, that's one thing to watch out for if you're a Cadbury's lover. But apparently their chocolate, Whittaker's, is quite nice. The next thing on the list is travel. So travelling in New Zealand, you will notice 2 things. Either you think the roads are really wide, which they are, so where we live there's just ample room just to do a U-turn in the road, or they're really windy and narrow and you've got drops down the side of the cliff. The windy roads are around a lot of mountainous areas, and therefore they just wind and wind and wind and wind and wind. However, one of the good things is that normally on these windy roads you do get passing places, so you just get another lane where the lorries can pass, or slow moving vehicles can pass as well, which is really helpful in case you've got lots of traffic behind you. Another thing we've noticed as well is that you have to park on the flow of the traffic. So if the flow is going that way, you must park that way. If you don't, you may get a ticket. So make sure that you do park the correct way. And even if you're unsure, have a look at the other cars on the road as well. Another thing that you may or may not notice is that they actually drive on the left side of the road here in New Zealand, which is not a problem coming from the UK because that's what we did anyway. So obviously you've got right-handed vehicles, the steering wheel is on the right hand, One thing we did notice though is on the cars we've got a Nissan Elgrand, and instead of the indicators being on the the left side of the steering wheel, they're actually on the right side. So when we first started the van, you go to hit the indicator, but actually the windscreen wipers start going. So you have to make sure you know which one's which, but you do get used to it after a while. And a couple of other things about travelling and driving is that there are one-way bridges in New Zealand, so make sure you look out for the signs for that. The last one for travel is to be careful on the roads. Keep your speed down, only because there's hardly any barriers. You could be driving on a motorway and there's not a barrier between your lanes and the other lanes. There's just like a grass verge. And also when you're up in the mountains, there's not many barriers as you're going around the mountain. And now on to people. So I have to say that New Zealand people we found very friendly. When we were in Auckland, we had someone, we were looking a bit lost really, and someone just came up to us and said, "Oh, do you need any help?" That was really nice. And yeah, just generally say hello, friendly. Obviously not everyone's going to be like that, but that's what we found so far, which is great. It's nice to feel comfortable here and you can just say hello to people. So that's one of the great things about New Zealand that I've noticed. One of the weird things is people from New Zealand don't wear shoes. Well, some people don't. I remember watching another YouTube video and someone saying about the no shoes, but I didn't really believe it until I saw it. And it's anyone from children, adults, female, male. They could be in casual wear, they could be in smart wear, you could be in a supermarket or a petrol station or just walking down the road. It's just people just, there's no shoes. And it doesn't happen a lot, but I'd say, we've seen a good 15 to 20 people in various situations just wearing no shoes. So yeah, it's definitely something that happens here, and everyone's okay with it. So another weird thing about people is that on the radio you're actually allowed to swear, which we were shocked at. We heard someone say effing anchor on the radio. I'm not going to actually say it, but Dave and I looked at each other and were like, have they just said that? But yes, they do swear on the radio. So if you've got little kids, you might want to not put the radio on too loud or not at all if you're travelling around. And yeah, the other thing about the people here is they do have some of their own phrases. So when they're saying a sentence, they might finish it with a. And I've heard sweet as, oh yeah, that's sweet as, quite a few times as well. So I'm trying to pick up on the little phrases that they do. And the last actual area that we found is in the houses. Now, some of this is particular to Christchurch, but it may be that it's found elsewhere as well. So in homes, you have heat pumps. And to me, I didn't really know what a heat pump was, but it's kind of like an air conditioning unit. So it can, you've got a remote control and you can put it up high or you can put it low and it just lets the air out. So yeah, there's no really central heating in New Zealand properties. A lot of the properties are single storey, obviously not in the city centre, say like Auckland, possibly Wellington and Christchurch. There's a few higher rise buildings, but not many. But yeah, generally it is single storey buildings, which is great for us. We came from a flat and now we're in a house and it's all on the one level, which is great. Don't need to go up any stairs. So one of the things we found from renting this house is that we don't have to pay a TV licence. I don't believe you have to in New Zealand. And also in Christchurch you don't have to pay for water, which I was completely shocked about. You know, it's just natural to pay your water bills. Here we only have post on a Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. Again, back in the UK, the postman would be out Monday to Saturday. You would see him around, and obviously you might not get post on any day, but he'd always be out and about anyway. And the last thing is the actual Binman here. It's a little bit different in that although they have the plastic bins, which are the same as the UK, they only have one truck driver and the truck, and an actual arm comes out of the truck, picks up the bin, empties it in, puts it back down. So you don't need any other binmen whatsoever, which I think is really economical and efficient. So there we have it. There's quite a few different things that we've noticed in the few weeks that we've been here in Christchurch and New Zealand as a whole. I hope some of those have opened up your eyes to what's different. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If there's any things that you've noticed when you've been travelling to New Zealand, then just pop it down in the comments below. People might actually want to hear about it, which is great. And if you've not already, please subscribe to the channel. I'll be posting a lot more videos about New Zealand and travel and everything else in between. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye then.